So I'm Amy Richardson. I'm a Senior Biomedical Scientist in microbiology and I work at James Cook in Middlesbrough. We are the people who look for the cause of the infection. So whether that's bacteria or a virus or some sort of fungi, we'll test the bodily fluids and we'll identify what's causing the infection and we'll give recommendations, providing a profile of antibiotics to the clinicians, and then at that point they'll make the decision on treatment. There's a lot of interpretation involved, especially the higher up that you go through the department. There's a lot of thought processes that have to go through, a lot of consideration of the patient. So are they immunocompromised? Are they on ITU? Are they diabetic? Do they have cancer? Should we be doing more for this patient than we would for someone who's just cut the finger? It's one of those where you always have to be considering everything that's in front of you and putting it together like a bit of a puzzle to get the right answer out of it. There is something for everybody and each role is very different. So you're doing a lot of processing down at the Band 2 in that team, and then you move up and you're doing more sensitivity testing, then you're going more into the quality in the Band 4s, then Band 5, 6, that's your BMS role. And then at the 7 level, you have all this background and then you're overseeing all of the roles. You should be able to do everything that is expected of the other staff. And it's a lot more quality management and training and leadership. We do a lot of audit work and we do a lot of incident investigation, trying to figure out how to improve the service, improve the procedure, make things clearer to everybody. As much as we aren't directly at the patient's bedside, without us the patient care wouldn't be what it is. There's no way that the doctors or nurses, as good as they are, could make the decisions they make without the information that we provide to them. So it's essential to improve in their care. So without the people putting up the samples, there'd be nothing to read. Without the people putting up the sensitivities, there'd be no advice to pass on to the clinicians. So everything's so interconnected and everybody is as important as each other. Secondary school, I took triple science. So then from there, did biology, chemistry A-levels. Chemistry was never my strong point, it was always biology. And then I was flicking through the brochures for universities because I still wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. I still had the application to a dance school in my back pocket. But yeah, came across biomed and it really appealed because it was medical based and it was investigative and it was sort of trying to figure out what's going wrong. But wasn't patient facing, which I didn't want to be patient facing. I wanted to be more background, but still have an impact really. The degree is so broad because you cover all aspects of biomedical science rather than just microbiology or biochem or something like that. It gives you a really good basis to go into the sciences, especially the life sciences. I'd sent out a lot of CVs just to sort of general science sounding jobs because the degree is so broad and I hadn't picked a definite path that I wanted to go on. I was still quite open. Even my first interview when I came here, it was a combined interview for biochem and microbiology and they chose. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'd find myself going home and saying, oh, I was on urines today, and my mum and dad were like, oh, okay. No one really gets it, but I was really enjoying it because it was so different to uni and it was like on the job and hands-on, and microbiology out of all the disciplines is probably the most hands-on discipline just because we have to grow things and we can't always just stick it on a machine. So I've gone the route of coming in with just a degree but then doing all my qualifications through work. I think by volunteering or having a placement or on some sort of combined degree, by doing it that way, you sort of get a really good feel for the profession itself. You might learn that you don't like being hands-on and you want to move more to biochemistry, which is a lot more analytical. You might decide, actually, no, I want to just do something else completely different, this isn't for me. We've got BMSs now who started as volunteers and then did the degrees and then did the top-ups and then got registered that way. So I would always say get yourself in there. If you think it's something you want to do, just get yourself in there and have a look and have a feel and let it help you make that decision.